Hey guys, what's up? I am Poppy Padilla. If you've seen a few of my videos and you keep coming back for more, you should consider subscribing and hitting the notifications tab. Alright boys, back to business. When you opened up CSR today, I bet you saw the three little cars from Fast and Furious. So the third installment of Fast and Furious is already here. It's going to be here in 3 days. So in this video, I'm going to show you all 4 lock-in cars. I'm going to show you what the prize car is going to be and all the rules that apply and how to lock them in. And I'm also going to explain to you, is this going to be worth it or not? Because these paid events sometimes can get pretty expensive. But we have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and get started. First lock-in car is going to be the 1970 Dodge Charger RT. This was the car that Dom Toretto was driving whenever he was racing Brian for the last time in the first Fast and Furious movie. You remember the one that popped a wheelie? It was so dope. This is the only tier 5 car in the whole entire ladder, and I cannot wait to add it to my roster of Fast and Furious cars. You know me boys, I love those iconic cars, and everyone, and I mean everyone, is familiar with this particular car. The only problem is, since I haven't had it in the past, I don't have too many fusion parts for it, and I have 0 stage 6 parts for it. So this Fast and Furious event may be a little tough for me. But regardless, I am super happy to have it in my roster because look at it, man. This car is dope. Let's move on. The second lock-in is going to be the Ford Escort MK1. Now this car may not be too popular, but this was featured in the 6th movie, right? In the middle of the tank scene, and Brian was jumping around like the Dukes of Hazzard and saving Rome. It was a cool little scene, man. And I mean, it's a good color. I like the rims. It's a nice looking car. But I am gonna be honest, out of the 4 cars featured, this is probably gonna be my least favorite. But regardless, I'm gonna have a Fast and Furious car that I can put in my garage, and it's just gonna be chilling with all the other cars. But look at it, it's not that bad of a looking car, man. I hope it's fast. But the cool thing about it is you'll be able to get Ford parts so easy. You can buy cheap Fords, strip them, and have this bad boy ready to go in no time. So even though it's the least of my favorite out of these 4 cars that are featured in this ladder, it is probably going to be the easiest one to upgrade and put fusion parts in it. So keep all that in mind, but who knows, it may grow on you. It might be one of your favorite cars eventually. Let's move forward. The third lock-in is going to be Jesse's Jetta. This car is dope, man, and this is also an iconic car. This is the car that Jesse was driving whenever he lost to the S2000, and then he went crazy, started driving around, didn't know what to do. But yes, this is that car, man. I love the car, and I'm so glad I have it in my roster. But here's where it gets a little tricky, fellas. In the next few days, all 3 events are going to be available to play. In order to get this third car to lock in, I believe you have to win the first event. So if you didn't play the first event and didn't win the car, you may not be able to play in the finale. Now, I'm not sure if this car is going to be available with real money, like use your real money to buy. Maybe gold, I have no idea. But I believe they may force you, CSR may force you to play 1 and 2 before you can enter into the finale. Don't quote me on any of that. I haven't found too much information out there, but I do know that this was a prize car in the first Fast and Furious event, and if you didn't play, you're gonna have to somehow get it because it is unavailable to buy right now. I think it's kind of cool that CSR is forcing us to put some money in our prize cars. I won this car back in April, and I haven't put any money into it until this morning. I think it's pretty awesome to see this car in action as we move forward. So I'm super excited to race in it. This is probably one of my favorite cars in the whole entire event. This one, and of course the Evo. Speaking of Evo, let's go ahead and move forward and check that bad boy out. And the 4th and final lock-in is going to be the Lancer Evolution. This is Sean's evolution where he learned how to drift in Tokyo Drift. Man, it's such a dope movie. I love that movie. It's one of my favorites out of all the Fast and Furious. But here we go. It's about to get tricky again, fellas. If you didn't finish the 2nd installment of Fast and Furious, then you may not be able to have the option to lock this car in. because just like the Jetta, this was also a prize car. So it's kind of cool that they're giving you that extra chance to go ahead and play in those events, but it's not so cool because if you don't have the cars, you're going to be using a lot of money to get the cars for the first event, to get the cars for the second event, and then to get the cars for the third event. So note to self, man, you're going to be dropping some money on this event if you didn't do so in the first two. And look at the prize car for this one, boy. It's that Charger Daytona. Yes, this is Dom Toretto's ride. This was also featured in the 6th movie. He was racing against Letty in her Jensen Interceptor. They were in London. It's a great scene. It's a great car scene. I love this car, bro. And there's a lot of people out there that want this car. Yeah, there's people that will leave comments on the channel, even in the previous Fast and Furious. They tell me, hey, I want that car. So I'm definitely going to try and get it. I'm going to try and get it too, bro. I'm glad that I have the option to race in it so I can actually have the chance to get this car. This is going to be a nice looking ride in the garage, bro. I can't wait to get it. So that was it, bro. That was your update. That was the Fast and Furious update. All 4 lock-ins. That Charger, you're gonna get the prize car. It's gonna be an awesome event. But now let's talk about, is it gonna be worth it? Because, bro, if you didn't play any of the events, you're gonna be spending real money for each car, right? And then, so think of it, at least $25, $25 to $30 times 3. You know, depending on how many cars you have, and depending on how many, you know, packets and bundles they have out there, I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's gonna be a lot of money, bro. And I'm talking about real money. So let's just say, okay, you made the decision and now you're gonna spend your real money. So now you have to have in-game money, because if you're starting from scratch and you have to get them to stage 5, stage 6, it's gonna take millions and millions of dollars. The American road trip just started a couple of days ago. I went ahead and started that thinking, oh yeah, I got plenty of time until, you know, the 3rd installment of Fast and Furious. And then all of a sudden it shows up this morning. I was like, yikes. So I am running out of money fast because I'm already working on the Jetta. I'm already working on the Evo because I already have those cars, but I'm running out of money, bro. Can you imagine if you have to upgrade every single car for the first event, every single car for the second event, and every single car for the third event? Not only is it going to take your real money, but it's also going to take a lot of your in-game money. So keep that in mind. If you don't have 30, 40 million, you might not be able to finish it. So it may not be worth it, bro. So just kind of keep that in mind. You can also, I mean, because you have like Mitsubishis, you have Nissans, you know, there's a lot of car makers that you're going to be using during the events. So if you have gold, you can use gold and strip parts off of previous cars. So that's a no-brainer, but you're going to need gold for that too, bro. So I'm just saying it's going to be very, very, very expensive. Now for me, it's worth it because, I mean, I have most of the cars. The only 2 cars that I need to get is the 1970 Charger and the Ford Escort, which are, for me, those are going to be new cars. So it's going to be worth it. I only have to get those 2 cars, boom. And plus, Fast and Furious is one of my favorite events. As in fact, that's how I found this game. I was looking at I was watching a YouTube video, Fast and Furious, and I saw that someone was playing a game and it had the Fast and Furious cars, and I was like, what is this? And then I checked it out. So a friend didn't tell me about the game, or no one told me about the game. I just saw a video on YouTube, and then boom, I went ahead and said, you know what, I'm gonna start playing this game because it's Fast and Furious. So I'm always going to play Fast and Furious events. It's very worth it for me, but just know, bro, you're going to spend a lot of real money and you're going to spend a lot of in-game money. So I just want to keep that in mind. But you know, if you guys have any questions, you know, drop off a comment. And if there's anything about this video that you like, feel free to smash that like button. And you should consider subscribing, especially if you like the content and you keep coming back for more. I appreciate all the recent subscribers. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.